Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to URKG. This is your latest Real Madrid news and transfer news as we discuss today. Of course, we got a massive one for you today. Look, Vinicius Jr. is pushing for Kylian Mbappe's level money, and Madrid are saying no. Could this lead to a shocking transfer? Plus, Rodrygo is on Liverpool's radar, of course. Bayern Munich reached a full agreement to sign Luis Díaz from Liverpool, and Fabrizio already said, here we go. So what does that mean really for Real Madrid, and what does that mean for Rodrygo? Saliba's deal has hit a massive wall, and we're going to discuss that as well. And last, Alaba wants to stay until the very end. Until the very end. This is just crazy. It is crazy what's going on now regarding Alaba. We're going to discuss that as well. But look, before we break down every single thing, you guys already know what to do. Make sure you smash that like on the stream, subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel, and let me know your thoughts about these stories, and let me know what you think about the poll we're just currently running regarding Vinicius Jr. And look, we're going to start off from there, of course. Vinicius Jr., right? This story just keeps coming up now. It's not stopping. It's continuously, it's happening. It's all over the news. And they posted another one as well today regarding him. It just doesn't go anywhere. It just does not go anywhere. Contract talk basically has been paused from Real Madrid. Vinicius Jr. currently earns £15 million, and he wants 23 million, the same as Kylian Mbappé. I don't know why he's asking the same amount as Kylian Mbappé. And Madrid obviously refused and stalled, basically talking to his agents, talking to his guys. They've completely stopped negotiation. They've completely stopped discussion regarding Vinicius Jr. His performance in 2024-2025. Of course, he scored 22 goals, 58 matches. It's not extremely bad, but it's not good. It's not a figure that Kylian Mbappé has been putting, to be honest with you. So to be asking to be paid the same amount is just, it seems really ridiculous for me, especially on the back of that performance from last season. Saudi Pro League, we know, we've discussed this in the past, lurking with big money, of course. In case there is nothing going on with Real Madrid, of course, Saudi will come big with all the money, with that, all that load of cash that they have. They're going to come and get Vinicius Jr. So it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen. Hello, big up for joining us. Look, Madrid could definitely consider, right, a sale in 2026 if no agreement happens. If there is no renewal, they're not going to risk losing him for free. So they're going to make sure he's going to be sold. They're going to make sure they're going to get fees for him if he leaves, right? But the question we need to ask, right, should Madrid give Vinicius Jr. the same salary as Kylian Mbappé? You guys let me know in the comments. But for me, I would say hell no. Hell no. What does Vinicius Jr. has done last season? Even in the season in the past, yes, he was so close to winning the Ballon d'Or. He was decent, but you actually look at the numbers, right? You look at the numbers, they are nowhere near Kylian Mbappé. So why is this guy asking to be paid the same amount of money? I don't understand. I really don't understand. Don't forget, when PSG won the league, Mbappé was the main man and top scorer with Messi and Neymar in the team. I know that. Tristan says, I think Vini would leave. That is an interesting point. But what I'm saying is this, guys. Like, the fact that Vinicius Jr. is asking to be paid the same amount as Kylian Mbappé, I don't think he's worth that. Maybe on the back of the performance that 3 years ago that he had under Carlo Ancelotti, where he was scoring major goals, helping the team win the Champions League, La Liga, and so forth. Yes, at that time, maybe you could ask similar kind of money. But on the back of the bad performances that he had last season, he's not by himself, by the way. I'm not trying to go on Vini here. I'm just presenting to you what's going on between Real Madrid and Vinicius Jr. and my thoughts behind all of that. And I'm kind of leaning towards with the club. I'm leaning with Florentino Pérez here. Why would he renew his contract, or why would he pay him the same amount as Kylian Mbappé? It just doesn't make any sense. But you guys let me know your thoughts. Virats, how's it going? What Vini done this season, exactly my point. Exactly my point. Cristiano FC says only if he improves, he deserves it. That's another question that we're asking, right? We got 4 options. Does he deserve to be paid right now? The second question is he worth it or not? And the third question is, should we sell him or renew or cave in? You guys let me know. I get in the poll right now and get your votes in. But I still say Vini should go and invest in players. Kluwen has been consistent, right? He has been consistent all the time. He keeps saying that Vinicius Jr. has to be sold. And we potentially could keep Rodrygo and sell Vinicius Jr. if we can get 230, 250, that kind of money. I think it could revolutionize the team, right? You could get Saliba, you could get defenders, you could get Enzo Fernandez, McAllister. It gives you options, right? That fund gives you a whole lot of options. So in terms of losing Vini, it is massive. But then to revolutionize the squad, I think it's going to help out Madrid. So Madrid are not bluffing here. I think Madrid are staying firm, and I think they're not going to just go anywhere with their decision. They've decided that they're not going to give him the same amount as Kylian Mbappé. It is up to Vinicius Jr. now whether to agree with that decision or not. If he doesn't, then there is a high potential that he could leave Real Madrid soon, people. And that is just a massive news. New La Liga rules. What is going on with the new La Liga rules? Too much money, says Tristan. I'm going to get into the comment sections, okay? We're going to have a Q&A. You guys can ask me all the questions, and we can get into the comment section. Also, we're going to talk about the latest transfers that is going on in the world right now. We're going to cover that if we do have time at the end. But Mr. M2 says he needs to improve himself or else Madrid needs to sell him. I agree. I think it is really imperative. It is really critical what is going to happen this season, right? Especially under Xabi Alonso. If he does not perform, this season, I think he's finished. I think he's done. I don't want him to leave, but the performance will tell us whether he's going to stay or not. Madrid are not going to buckle down. You already know that. Mbappé didn't even renew his contract, came for free, so obviously the club will give him more wages for that, says London. That is a good point. Whether the club's going to panic or not to lose him for free, are they just going to cave in and give him what he wants? I don't see it happening. Florentino Pérez is not the guy to be messing around with. And a lot of players in the past have tried that. Sergio Ramos, flirting with Manchester United to get his salary up, and next thing he knows, he is out the door. So this kind of stuff never works. Varane, the same thing. Varane left. Casemiro left. All these guys wanted more money at Real Madrid. They got punished big time. So I don't think Vinicius Jr. wants to do the same mistake. I don't think so. Cristiano says, I'm getting Saliba. We're going to talk about Saliba in a second. Let's just focus on Vini right now. Let's focus on Vini. We're going to wrap up on the Vini situation. Is he worth it after the form that he's had last season? Absolutely no, he's not worth it. We all know that. I think we can all agree that he's not worth that money on the back of the season that he had last season. Would you sell Vinicius Jr.? If no deal could be agreed by 2026 is the question. Most of you guys are saying we should get rid of him if we can get that kind of money. I think it is best to get rid of him and revolutionize the squad. And I'm with that. I think that makes sense. That makes a whole lot of sense for the team and for the future of the team and for the team to compete in the Champions League and La Liga with Barcelona, Paris Saint-Germain. All these English teams are now signing players ridiculously. Liverpool, Manchester City, Chelsea. They blow money fast than Rick Ross. You understand what I'm saying? They're blowing money. So when that happens, there's only the only way to compete with that is by doing the same thing, right? By doing the same thing. And Madrid needs to do that. If they want to be the old Real Madrid, if we want to be the La Decima, the team that has won 3 Champions League in a row, we need to revolutionize the squad. I don't think Dean Howson and Trent is going to fix that. I don't think those 2 guys are going to make us win the Champions League next year. So we need a player in the middle of the park. We probably going to need rectify this situation with Rodrygo, Vinicius Jr., Kylian Mbappé, Garcia, Endrick. We got 5 forwards that are just in a mess. And we still don't know about Mastantuono as well. What is he going to bring to the team? Is he at the level that we expect There's a whole lot of questions to answer at Real Madrid right now, and I'm concerned. I'm really, really are concerned, but we need to rectify the situation immediately, people. Clowen says, KG, he's not worth that money. I'm with you 100%. He's not worth that money. London says, KG, we need Mbappé do pass the ball more often. How Karim Benzema does. He's such a good playmaker. I agree with London. Mbappé is a little bit selfish. Karim Benzema was unselfish, and he was good at linking up play. But Mbappé needs to do that, of course. I think Xabi Alonso is going to be on him and talk about that for sure. But yeah, guys. Before I move into the second segment, we got over 50 people watching. Everybody like the stream. Like I said, like the stream, subscribe to the channel, and join the conversation. You can see up top who has done what and everything, all right? Anyways, let's move on to the next segment I want to talk about. The next segment I want to talk about is this guy right here, of course, Rodrygo to Liverpool. And they're saying if Luis Díaz leaves, guess what? Luis Díaz has left the building already. If you don't believe me, I'm going to show you in a minute. I'm not joking, people. I'm not joking. This just came in yesterday, right? Bayern Munich has full agreement to sign Luis Díaz from Liverpool. Here we go, has been confirmed. Fabrizio Romano has confirmed that already, right? So I don't really want to go dive in and deep talk about Luis Díaz situation. We could do that at the end. But my main focus is here, right? My main focus is Rodrygo. Because of that transfer, right? Because of that transfer, Liverpool are now eyeing Rodrygo. They're not just only eyeing Rodrygo, they're looking at Isak as well. But from my perspective, the Isak transfer really doesn't make any sense because they've signed a striker already. Ekitike is a striker. He's a center forward. Where are you going to play Isak? Does that make sense? It just really doesn't make any sense. It's impossible for Liverpool to sign Rodrygo because they bought Isak. They have not bought Isak yet. That has not been agreed, has it? They're eyeing Rodrygo. They're also looking at Isak. But from my perspective, if I'm a Liverpool fan, I'm not a Liverpool fan, but if I was, I wouldn't want Isak because Rodrygo makes sense. It gives the team more balance. You need a winger, not as another center forward. Ekitike is a center forward. Either you get rid of Ekitike and bring in Isak, and then you could also get Rodrygo. That makes sense. But what Liverpool are doing now is adding center forward after center forward, and I don't know what kind of balance the team is going to have. They might run into the same issues that Paris Saint-Germain has run into or Real Madrid has run into, having the same guys in the same position, high caliber players in the same position. We know that creates chaos, and we've seen it. History tells you that. It happened to Real Madrid last season. It happened to Paris Saint-Germain with the Neymar, Mbappé, and Messi. It happens to a whole lot of teams, right? You don't want to get high caliber players in the same position. And I think Liverpool are running into that. If they sign Isak, they're going to be in big trouble, I feel like. But anyways, the main point here is that they're looking at Rodrygo as a possibility as well. Of course, if Madrid want to entertain any sort of sale, it's going to cost you at least 100 M's. And why Rodrygo? Definitely, right? He could definitely thrive in the Premier League. I think he's got the skill set. He's got the potential. He's young. I think he could be a massive update or upgrade for Liverpool. But as a Madrid fan, do I want to lose Rodrygo? I don't want to lose Rodrygo. Here's the situation. I talked about the first segment, right? The first segment talks about Vinicius Jr. If Vini stays, Rodrygo highly likely to leave. But if Vinicius Jr. is leaving, Rodrygo ain't going nowhere. So it all depends on that. It is like the Matrix. It is connected. One deal could affect the other one. So we'll see what's going to happen. I want Rodrygo to stay. I think one of them should leave, Vini or Rodrygo. And I feel like it's going to be Rodrygo to leave. But I disagree with it, but I think it's going to happen. But here's the question. If Vinicius Jr. stays, should we sell Rodrygo for 100 M's? That's the question for you guys. You guys let me know. Would Rodrygo succeed at Liverpool? under Slot? Would he succeed? Let me know. And also, who should Real Madrid replace him with is the other question that I want to ask. Clomo says, bro, if they buy Isak, Rodrygo, their total spending will be around 480. But they just sold. One thing you got to understand is they just sold, what's his name, Luis Díaz, around 70 to 80 M's. That's a lot of money. They're getting a lot of money for Luis Díaz. Just know. KG, I'd rather sell Vinicius Jr. and keep Rodrygo. Cologne has been consistent, of course, all the time. PSG actually looked like a team after Messi, Mbappé, and Neymar left. That's the point that I just made, right? That is the point that I just made. Liverpool don't want to be the next Paris Saint-Germain. Don't keep buying players in the same position. You're going to end up being Paris Saint-Germain. And it's going to upset the squad. It's going to upset the balance. It is going to upset the entire team. So I think they're making a big mistake if they went ahead and signed Isak right now. They're making a big mistake. I'm telling you right now. Gura says problem with Vini is that he does not like Mbappe. It takes time for him to link up with Kylian Mbappe if he stays. Good point. Should we trust Rodrygo, says Tristan? We have to. We got no choice. We have to trust Rodrygo because we don't have any CAM. We don't have any number 10. We don't have creators. We got a bunch of wingers. We got a bunch of midfielders that are box to box. We really don't have a number 10. We don't have Isco. We don't have James. We don't have Iniesta. That guy as a 10 that can create and feed everybody. Bellingham is not the answer. Bellingham is a box to box player. He's not a 10. He's sort of like a number 8. And Valverde is the same thing. So Madrid definitely need balance in the middle of the park and up front. If we start the season as is, I think we're in big trouble. People might get excited about Mastantuono this, Mastantuono that. And we got Kylian Mbappe, we got this, we got that. But I think the team is not balanced enough for me to say that comfortably we could win the Champions League. I don't think so. Team needs to be balanced. But going back to the point of Rodrygo, here's the situation. Liverpool are still lurking around. They're fishing around. They're smelling around. They haven't made a decision yet. If they go ahead and sign Isak, then the Rodrygo deal to Liverpool, I think, officially dies, right? It officially dies, and I don't think they can get him no more. And from Madrid's perspective, Madrid hasn't decided to keep Rodrygo or Vini yet. Madrid, you need to make that decision ASAP. The season is about to start, and we need that decision immediately. That's all I'm asking Florentino Pérez. Looks like Ceballos and Frank Garcia are staying. Of course, I talked about that on our last show, people. We do this daily pretty much. When there's an update, we do this daily. And yes, Frank Garcia looks like he could be staying. And Mendy could also be staying. Ceballos is also going to be staying. That's what I discussed in the last stream. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. But to stay on Rodrygo, I feel like Rodrygo should stay. And I feel like we should get rid of Vinicius Jr. That's my feeling. KG, my opinion, you need to sell Vini and buy players who can bring who can bring back to the days with CR7. I get it. I agree. Madrid should sign me, says Yessi. You got jokes. But look, in general, that's what's going on about Rodrygo. Hopefully he stays, and hopefully we make that quickly. We make that decision quickly. And the next topic is basically, right, is basically about Saliba. The next topic is about Saliba. Let me just bring that up. What is going on with Saliba right now? Look. Where is it? All right, here it is, people. Here it is. Saliba to Real Madrid is pretty much dead. That's what the rumors are saying. Arsenal are basically trying to offer him new contract. They're trying so hard to give him a new contract. Saliba, looks like Saliba said something. He came out and said something as well. He wants to renew with Arsenal until 2029. Madrid were preparing 90 million plus Raul Asensio plus Rodrygo all loan. But Arsenal are just, they have no urgency to sell. And Saliba also had no intention to leave. And I don't think this is a good news for us. This is a really bad news. I I desperately wanted to sign Saliba. I thought Saliba would love to come to Real Madrid with the players that we have. We already have the French connection. Mbappé is there, Camavinga is there, Tchouaméni is there, and you're thinking Karim Benzema played there before, Mendy is there already. There's a French connection already with Real Madrid. And this guy could come in and be part of that. Instead, looks like he wants to be staying at Arsenal. Guess what? He won't be winning anything. He won't be winning anything. If he extends his contract, basically, he's not going to win anything with Arsenal. What I mean by anything, I'm talking about the Premier League and the Champions League. I don't think he could win those two with Arsenal. Let's be honest. He won't win those two with Arsenal. And he's making a big mistake, of course, if he stays. What do you guys think about Saliba's situation? Should Real Madrid just give up completely on Saliba right now? Or should we try to convince him? Should we try to give him ridiculous money so that he can come to us? Or should we go for another center back? Of course, Konate is in the discussion. Konate is one of them, one of the guys that we want to sign. And that could definitely happen. I saw you guys. I told you guys a few weeks back that the more likely scenario that can happen is us getting Konate instead of Saliba, because Saliba's situation is really tough. And we needed a massive, massive push from him in order to make the deal happen. And it looks like he's not keen on joining Real Madrid and he actually wants to stay. I don't know if signing Gyökeres has changed his mind. Maybe he thought that they could win everything after Gyökeres, but I still see that as a big mistake. I'll be honest. KG Saliba will do much better with him, says Chloe. Yeah, but he doesn't want to join us. He doesn't want to join us. That's the issue. Omar says, what do you think about Joao Felix? I'm going to discuss that at the end. I bring that topic at the end. I'm going to talk about that. But let's just try to stay focused on Saliba's situation. And I wanted to show you something about regarding Saliba, right? Here's the latest, right? Here's the latest what happened with Saliba. He just dropped a huge hint, right? He dropped a huge hint, and it's all over the news as well. It's all over the news as well. Pretty much, this is what it looks like, right? This is what it looks like. So Saliba dropped a huge update on Arsenal future aim and talks movement to Real Madrid. And pretty much, this is what happened, right? Saliba said this, people. He said this when he was asked about, is he going to sign a new Arsenal contract? And basically, he told AFTV on Sunday, he said, hopefully soon. God is great. This is what he had to say, people. And this year, we will try to win everything. That tells me that he's not going to be leaving this year. It ain't happening. And maybe next season. But if he does extend his contract, you know what that means, right? You know what that means. That means he's not coming to us, people. He's not coming to us. And that's a sad story. That is a sad story. I thought this guy could be, could revolutionize our back four with Dean Howson, with Rodrygo or Militao. I think we could have been a really, really strong defensive unit, I would say. But the fact that he decided to stay is disappointing. It's really, really, really disappointing, bro. It's really, really disappointing. Let me just try to say this. So anyways, that's what's happening. What do you guys think about Saliba's situation? Should we do whatever we can? Give Arsenal like 2 players to get him. Give them Asensio and give them 50, 60 million to sign him. I think we should do that, but it looks like it's not going to happen. Looks like it's not going to happen. KG, sell Vini for 350, and then you could invest in Saliba and better players. 100%. They're gonna complete the second place quadruple, says Omar. That's a good one, Omar. That is a good one. I ain't even gonna lie. That's what I said. Arsenal ain't gonna win the league. They ain't gonna win the Champions League. I don't know why the hell he's renewing his contract. I seriously don't know. He's making a big mistake. Julia says Zidane wants so hard, Szoboszlai. Hope he does join Madrid. I don't think that's going to be the case. I have not seen any discussion or any rumors about Szoboszlai joining Real Madrid. So if it does, if it indeed happens, right, we're going to discuss that, of course. I'm going to bring it to the show. But so far, there's nothing. There's nothing regarding Szoboszlai. But Last but not least, right, before we wrap up, last but not least, hopefully Saliba's situation we're going to keep an eye on. If he does sign a new contract, we are doomed, we are dead, we are finished. We're gonna have to look somewhere else. We're going to have to look somewhere else, right? Here's the thing. The next thing I want to talk about, right? The next thing I want to talk about is this guy right here. This guy right here. David Alaba refuses, refuses, bro, to exit. And this is coming also, this has been reported by ASA earlier today and yesterday as well. But look, I want to quickly show you what it says. Real Madrid put on the table the possibility of paying David Alaba's part of the money and ending his contract. Alaba has said no. He wants to stay. He has 1 year contract, right? He has 1 year left. 1 year contract left with Real Madrid. He's 33 years old now. Madrid want to pay him off this summer, but Alaba basically refused. He wants to stay. He's like a magnet. He's like, what do you call? I forgot the word. He's a parasite. He's just a parasite, bro. He's just glued to us right now. He doesn't want to go anywhere. I don't get it. Maybe should we block some minutes? You know, he's definitely going to be blocking minutes for Asensio, potentially for other players as well. If he doesn't stay, any young defenders coming through the ranks, he's going to be blocking all that opportunities. And I don't know what he's doing. I think Madrid needs to force him. Should Madrid force Alaba out this summer? You guys let me know in the comments right now. But I have to say, and I must say, he needs to leave. They have to do whatever it takes to take him off. We can't get Saliba. We can't get Kanate when this guy is sitting here and collecting cash week in, week out without really impacting Real Madrid. The only thing this guy did is lift a chair. That's the only thing I remember about Alaba. He came up with a celebration lifting a chair. But in fact, he hasn't done anything for Real Madrid. Yes, he's won the Champions League, but absolutely zero use. He won it on the bench, bro. He won it on the bench. So he has done nothing for Real Madrid. And that is the reason why Madrid want to get rid of him. They don't trust him, bro. They don't trust him. And I don't trust him. I certainly don't trust him. You guys let me know your thoughts. Mr. M-Tube says, I forgot Alaba existed. Exactly. KG, I won't put him in the starting lineup 100%. If Vini leaves, Rodrygo, can we get more playing time? Because let's focus on Alaba. Alaba's too old, says Tristan. He should leave, says Tristan. I think Madrid needs Maguire to score on the other side. You got jokes. All right. Chloe mentioned something about Arsenal as well. We're going to talk about that later on. All right. But what I'm trying to say here is that Alaba's situation now is blocking the youth development at Real Madrid. Any defender, Asensio might not just get minutes if this guy's fit, right? And he could also be, we could get some money for him now before he gets old. Next season, he's going to be 34 and then 35. It's going to be impossible to get funds off of him. And also, we don't want to keep on paying a salary for a guy that sits on the bench or that sits in the medical room all season long. So Madrid have made the move. He has declined it. But I don't know for how long he's going to decline that offer. I think at some point he needs to make a decision. Alonso has to come out. Alonso has to come out and tell him that he's got no future at Real Madrid. He's got to tell him that. He's got to tell him that. He's refusing to exit. He's got to tell him, you got no minutes, you got no place, not even on the bench. Not even on the bench. Forget about starting lineup. You don't have a spot on the bench. That way, World Cup is coming. If this dude wants to sit on the bench and collect cash, it's up to him. But if he wants to play, he needs to move, he needs to leave. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. I've seen more own goals from David Alaba than goals, 100%. London is absolutely right. With only players gathering dust at Real Madrid, is glowing. Absolutely spot on, glowing. Yeah. So these are the things that needs to be rectified, people. Season is getting close. It's getting close. And there's a lot of concerns, people. There's a lot of concerns. And this guy's one of them. One of the guys that needs to be leaving. Ceballos is another one that I would definitely get rid of if we can bring in another midfielder. And we can sign defenders like Kanate for 20 to 25 M's if this guy leaves. And I'm sure Madrid are pushing to get rid of this guy, to get rid of Alaba, because they want to sign another center back. It's clear to me. It's absolutely clear to me. So, bro lifted a chair and became a Madrid legend. Exactly. The only thing we remember about him is that. The only thing we remember is about him is that. But yeah, guys, let me know your thoughts about all the topics that we covered. Of course, if you missed any segment, if you're just joining in now, I'm going to put the chapters for you guys so you can go back and watch them. But yeah, before we wrap up, I want to discuss a few transfer news that have been circling around. Of course, we missed a couple of streams yesterday and the day before. Some of the big news that are happening or that has happened recently. Of course, I kind of touched on this earlier, but Bayern Munich has reached a full agreement with to sign Luis Díaz from Liverpool. Here we go, it's confirmed. 75M package agreed and authorization for medical also confirmed. And look, Lucho wants to leave, and Liverpool accepted the condition, and Diaz will now sign a 4-year deal at Bayern Munich. So what that means is that the Rodrygo situation we spoke about earlier, right? Looks like that might not happen. That might not happen. But Luis Díaz is confirmed to Bayern Munich. That tells us that Isak or Rodrygo will join Liverpool for sure now. Absolute certain that that's going to happen. Absolutely, that's going to happen. And I think it's a good signing for Bayern Munich. I think he's better than what they have in that position. Gnabry, all those guys on the left-hand side. I think he's an improvement. He's an improvement. Him and what's his name? Olise. It'll be interesting to see how strong Bayern Munich is. Will be with the addition of Diaz, and especially in the Champions League, they could be a team to be fearing. Really, they could be a scary team now. Diaz and Olise, and then up front you got Harry Kane as a number 10. You got Musiala as well, bro. This team is gonna be cooking. It's gonna be cooking in the Champions League next year. So we're going to have to keep an eye on them. But yeah, Luis Díaz situation is completed. On another news, I want to discuss this. Al Nassr and Chelsea have signed all the documents for Joao Felix permanent deal. That is beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. Joao Felix completing his medical today and then sign a 2-year deal at the club, and Zoe and Joao Felix are going to be together next season, people. I can't wait for that. That is exciting. That is really, really exciting. I can't wait for that. I'll be honest. Joao Felix, he's not my, I wouldn't put him like, what can I say? He's not my favorite player, but it is a massive upgrade on what they have. Otavio and Laporte potentially leaving Al Nassr and adding Joao Felix. I think he's an improvement on Otavio for sure. I still haven't forgotten that Joao Felix missed a penalty at the Euros that cost Portugal to win the Euros. He missed a penalty. Everybody misses a penalty, but he has done absolutely nothing for Portugal and then went ahead and missed a penalty. That is really hurting, and that is really disappointing. I'm sure he could rewrite his name. He's still young, and he has another opportunity to help Cristiano win the Saudi League finally, and also help out Portugal to reach their goals. But look, this deal has been confirmed. What's my name on the top? Says London. Yeah, so look, Fabrizio have confirmed this. It's going to be exciting to see what's going to happen here, and I'm looking forward to seeing this as well. Really, really looking forward to seeing this as well. KG Donnarumma hasn't signed a new contract with Paris Saint-Germain, says Chloe. Yes, Donnarumma is some twerking. There's some discussions about Donnarumma. He has not extended his contract yet, and that could leave gaps for teams like Manchester United looking for goalkeepers. Donnarumma, if he's available, we should go get him. But do we have the funds to invest on a goalkeeper? Do Manchester United have those funds? It will be interesting to see, right? It will be interesting to see. But let me see. Let me see if we have another news. Let me see if we have another news. And you guys bring in all your question. I'm going to get into the comments and we're going to talk about every single thing before we wrap up. London says, KG, we all hate Joao Felix, but I guess we have a greater chance to win the league. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Chloe. That is exactly what I'm saying. I don't like him that much because he cost us at Portugal, but that has to change now. He needs to help out Cristiano get more goals, and he needs to help out Nassr win the Saudi Pro League. Can Jorge Jesus can get? Do you think Jorge Jesus can get Al Nassr trophy? Yes, I believe that. I believe that, but investment is needed. Joao Felix is just one signing. We need to see investment in defense. We need to see investment in the wing position. Antony has been discussed a lot, by the way. Has been discussed a lot about joining Al Nassr as well. That is another story that is circling around. Yes, Fabrizio didn't really talk about that. He didn't mention that. He didn't mention that, but we did see it. We did see it. I want to bring it. I want to bring it in the chat right now before we wrap up. I actually want to bring it in the chat. There's discussions. There's discussions about Antony joining Al Nassr. Antony joining Al Nassr. KG, Cristiano has to win the World Cup. What do you mean he has to win the World Cup? It's not. You think the World Cup is the FA Cup? It's not. It's not something you just win. It's not something you just win. All right, I'm trying to find this. There's a couple of stories I want to cover as well. There's a couple of stories I want to cover before we wrap up, people. Before we wrap up. All right, let me just try to find it. Let me find it. Yeah, it looks like I can't find it. I think I found it. Yeah, I found it. Here it is. Cristiano Ronaldo's Al Nassr are lining up a bid to sign Manchester United winger. Of course, this has not been confirmed by a first-tier journalist like Fabrizio, but it's been circling around. It is the one to look after. Is it going to happen? Is it not going to happen? It's going to be interesting to see. But I will definitely be happy with Antony leaving Manchester United and also Antony going to Al Nassr. I think it's a great deal for both Manchester United and for Al Nassr. Manchester United, they get to get rid of one of the players that they want to sell. For Al Nassr, they get a really talented winger. He couldn't make it in the Premier League because the intensity and the level is different. At La Liga, we saw what Antony could do. We saw what he did for Real Betis. He can bring that to Al Nassr. And so I think this could be a really good signing for Al Nassr if they do sign Antony, right? It will be a really, really good addition for Al Nassr. KG, when we get rid of Garnacho, Onana, Antony, Sancho, then you can invest in a goalkeeper 100%. I agree with that. And the second one, I think it kind of really relies on that topic that I want to continue on. Manchester United are not giving up on Sesko, right? He has been impressed by their effort to sign him. And these are coming from Pelletti Gold, of course. Again, Pelletti Gold is not Fabrizio. He's not a top-tier journalist, but I would put him in the second tier. And what he's saying is that basically Leipzig are now demanding at least 80 M's. Leipzig they're gonna be sitting on empty hand. I'm telling you right now, they're gonna be sitting on empty hands. They keep rejecting these offers. Sesko is not Cristiano or Messi, or he's not Mbappe. Don't be sitting there and asking 100 M's for Sesko. He's not worth it. Arsenal didn't want to pay the money, and now they realize that if they don't accept the offer, which is around 60 to 70, I would say, Sesko is worth 60 to 70. And if they accept that, the United will be in there. And Newcastle will be in there as well. It's going to be a competition between Newcastle and Manchester United. And Manchester United is a bigger club than Newcastle. Newcastle are just getting weaker. So if I'm Sesko, I'm definitely joining United. And I think Manchester United have a great chance to sign Sesko. I believe that. I really, really do. And I think based on what Manchester United have currently, Rasmus Højlund, Xerxes up front, I would definitely say that signing Benjamin Sesko would be an upgrade for Manchester United. He would definitely be an upgrade. So I think United should go all out to sign this dude. I'm not even joking. KG, I'll pay 60 M's for Sesko. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense, right? You pay 60. I think 60 is the right price, and they have to accept the 60 million. But hopefully, United go really, really hard to sign him. And I'll be excited. It's going to be exciting. It really, really does. Will be exciting. And the other story that I want to quickly touch on is that Chelsea are still interested in Alejandro Garnacho, even if they sign Xavi Simon from RB Leipzig. We know Chelsea are so close to signing Xavi Simon from RB Leipzig. Things are getting really, really closer. But Garnacho is sitting on the fence now. He's just, how can I put this? He has no offer so far. He didn't get any offers. And this is one rumor that we saw. Again, from the top tier journalists, there's no discussion about Garnacho joining Chelsea, but the rumors are he could potentially join Aston Villa or Chelsea or Napoli. These are the three teams that are interested in him. Of course, Al Nassr also are in talks, but he doesn't want to go to Saudi at his age. So you could dismiss the Saudi offer, but he could focus on maybe going to Napoli, Chelsea, and potentially Aston Villa. So we got to keep an eye on that. But Garnacho is another player that needs to go. And he has to leave United. He's not going to be playing games. He won't be at the World Cup if he sits on the bench and try to argue with Ruben Amorim and stop posting stuff, wearing Marcus Rashford, wearing the Aston Villa shirt as well. You're not helping yourself out, bro. Seriously. The sooner you get a team, the better for you. So make that happen, make that push, and leave Manchester United immediately. You're not wanted. Nobody wants you at Manchester United, and he knows that. So he has to leave immediately. M-Tube says Chelsea are getting ready to buy their 10th bus. Yeah, for Chelsea. Look, for Chelsea, I really don't care if they get him or not, but what I do care is that he leaves United. That would be a good thing for Manchester United fans. Big time. Garnacho needs to move to a new club, says Tristan. I agree with that 100%. 100%. Yeah. It will be interesting to see what's going to happen with all these discussions. But to wrap it all up, people, before you guys leave, like I said, make sure you like the stream, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and get involved in the comment sections. And we covered a whole lot of topics today. I really enjoyed this topic. And if you enjoyed this kind of show, definitely let me know in the comments and hit that like button as well. And get involved in the comment sections regarding all the topics that we covered. Garnacho situation. We talked about Vinicius, Rodrygo, Saliba, and also all the transfer topics that we discussed. Get in the comment sections right now. Let me know your thoughts about all of those. But yeah, guys, I'll see you on the next one. Look, Tristan, M2, Chloe, Doha, and everybody in the chat. Big up to all of you. And yeah, let's see what's going to happen tomorrow. I'm going to bring you guys up-to-date information regarding Real Madrid. And also, we're going to try to touch on other transfer news as well. But yeah, guys, much love. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one. I'm out. Peace.